back one last time drawing the male head, and this is really going to help make it sing. We're hanging out with Mr. James Polony, who is an actor who agreed to come and model for me today to help you guys draw the male head. So fantastic. Right now it's looking like a coloring book, so we need to add some basic light and shadow. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch the previous video on light and shadow for drawing the female head, and then how we applied those shadows to the female head. We're going to do the same thing, but this time, instead of the lighting coming straight down, we are going to have the light coming from up above and coming at an angle over like this. It's still coming from above, but it's going to be lighting the head this way, pushing the shadows this way. So here's what's happening. We've got the cranium right here, and this is going to be very similar to the way we did this sphere. The light is over here. We're going to have a highlight hot spot. And then the head is going to be rolling into shadow over here. So kind of where the temples are over here. This is rolling into shadow. So this whole side of the head is going back into shadow like this. The light is coming over this way. There might be a little bit of shadow kind of tucked in here, but not a whole lot. And there might be a little bit of shadow under the eye here, but not a lot. Now, the light is coming over like this. We've got the bridge of the nose. This is going to be rolling into shadow now because this is going to be casting the nose over this way. So I'm going to draw the shape of it first before I actually shade it in. But we've got, this is going to be casting shape of the nose, something like so. Now, this is all rolling into shadow. And then this is going to be casting a shadow like this. So we'll go ahead. Shade all of this in like this. This right over here is the brow. This is going to be rolling into shadow. The upper lid is also going to be rolling into shadow. This is all in shadow here. The eye underneath that lid is rolling into shadow. This is the cast shadow goes over like this, and then this is going to roll into shadow. So this cheekbone, it's rolling into shadow like this, and then all of this is in shadow. So this is interesting. What this leaves a triangle of light right here. And for those of you photographers out there, you probably already know. James, do you know what kind of lighting this is called? When you've got the light over like this and there's this little triangle of light?
I don't.
It's called Rembrandt lighting. And the reason why it's called this is how Rembrandt used to light his models. And this is actually fantastic because it really shows the form of the face. This ear over on the other side of the head, the light's coming over like this. So this entire ear is going to be in shadow like so. With the light going over like this, the upper lip is still in shadow, but the lower lip is going to be kind of rolling over like this, casting a shadow, chin rolls into shadow here. This whole part of the jaw rolls into shadow like this. The light is coming down. There is going to be a shadow on the neck, kind of like this, but because the light is over here pointing this way, it's actually going to be pushing that shadow over like this. So the shadow is going to be on the neck, but it's going to kind of continue on the shoulders over there. This all is in shadow, hiding from the light over here. So I'm going to go ahead and shade that in. And hopefully from far away, this looks like it's in shadow and it doesn't look like his neck is in jail. Now, there is one more thing we can do to help this stand out. So James, I'm curious, this is kind of a trick question, but if we have a light that's over here, lighting the face this way, putting shadows on this side, we've got a background. In the background, if the light is over here, is the background going to be lighter on this side, or is the background going to be lighter on this side?
I feel like it's going to be lighter on this side.
Yes, it is. Very good. So a lot of people get confused with this. If the light is over here, wouldn't the background be lighter and closer to the light and darker over here? If the light is pointing this way, the answer is no. It's actually going to be darker here. The background's illuminated from the light pointing this way. Now, that actually works in our favor. This is really good. I mean, this happens in nature anyway with light and shadow. but this is really good studio lighting because we've got darkness a little bit. It's going to be slightly darker over here. Gradually, it's going to be getting lighter over here. So watch what happens when I take, just for using a different color, I'm going to use green. But watch what happens when I'm going to go ahead and just kind of outline this a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and add in some tone. So do you see how adding a little bit of tone in the background, this works for two reasons. For one, it's a little bit more artistic the way this is rendered by putting lights against darks and darks against lights. Also, design-wise, this just feels better. It helps the head stand out. We've got darks against lights and then darks against lights. This works out great. It didn't take us that long to add in these shadows, but adding in some simple shadows to your figures, whether you're drawing storyboards, animatics, comic books, manga, advertising comps, whatever it is, when you're drawing your figures, if you take a little bit more time to add in the shadows, it's going to give it a little bit more oomph, and three-dimensionally it is going to look awesome, and you guys need to start doing this. James, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and for helping us with drawing the male head. Did you learn anything from this?
I did. I learned what Rembrandt lighting is.
Rembrandt lighting, all right, very good. So try to have fun with this and incorporate some of these tips. I guarantee it's going to help you out. Please, if you enjoyed this series, you guys need to like, subscribe, notification bell.